meetings. That is the reason why PNG continues to...
Prime Minister Marape was virtually interviewed live on BBC World News, where he spoke on climate change-related issues and explained why Papua New Guinea is not attending the Conference of the Parties or COP29 meeting currently being held in Baku. Prime Minister Marape told the BBC it is our forests that keep our health in its natural state.
The reason is simple. We've been talking a lot about the climate change related issues. There's no commitment on the table, especially commitment by those who hold the biggest carbon footprint. Those who hold the biggest carbon footprint, whether they're nations or industries, there's no serious commitment to progress towards shutting down fossil fuel-fired energy sources and preserving our forests. So in these two backdrops, causes me not to attend COP29. Greatest respect to the organizing host nation, nothing against them, but on the principle that big industrialized nations are not serious in putting down money where the mouth is, committing to keeping temperature below 1.5 degrees Celsius, switching off fossil fuel-fired electricity and energy sources, and transiting to cleaner energy alternates, as well as the greatest thing in my view, preserving our forests.
In a separate interview following the BBC interview, the Prime Minister has expressed concern that despite Papua New Guinea being on the front lines of the climate emergency, it receives zero climate finance for its rainforests, which suck carbon out of the atmosphere for the world. Prime Minister Marape says Papua New Guinea has shown climate leadership on its path since it signed the Paris Agreement, reducing deforestation by 53% since 2015.
Like many small island nations who've been victims of sea level rise and climate change-induced weather pattern changes, find it hard to access these pledges. Paris, for instance, the agreement in Paris in 2015 committed $100 billion. That commitment, that actual materialization of that commitment is not evident. Papua New Guinea is not a recipient of those pledges made. And for PNG, we're not only a small island state, but in fact, we're a big island state. We have big forest resources. Forest needs to be preserved. Article 5 and Article 6 of the Paris, the United Nations Convention really spells about nations giving respect to forest nations. PNG is a forest nation.
Prime Minister Marape also clarified that PNG is an active member of Small Island Developing States, and the Pacific Islands Forum and other members of these bodies understand and respect PNG's decision not to attend meeting this year. However, Prime Minister Marape stated during the BBC interview that PNG is willing to attend COP30, which will be hosted in Brazil next year, where he hopes that climate change-related conversations for forest conservation, shutting down of fossil fuel energy sources, and related topics will be seriously taken and due diligence given and appropriate action taken. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.